Hi everybody, welcome back to another episode of Wildman, and today we're back in the woods and I thought I would kind of mix it up a little bit and do some survival today. And it's really just going to be foraging for food and finding out what you can eat and what you can't eat out in the wild. And another thing as well, it's what's most important, a lot of people when they come out into a survival situation, they think that they have to eat some big game or some meat, some sort of rabbits or deer or anything like that. Which, yeah, of course, that would be absolutely amazing to do that every time you come out, but it's really hard to do. You need to be a really skilled hunter and a really skilled tracker to do that. I mean, right now, round about us is lots of vegetation, rotten wood, soil, and that's just rich in all the food that you need. And what I'm talking about is bugs and insects. And first of all, you might be thinking, no way, I'm not doing that. But you'll actually find that most bugs they have a higher protein content to weight than things such as red meat. And not all of the insects, but some of them, most of them do. And so it's a great source of protein, a great source of energy when you're in a survival situation. Now there is a method on how to look for these insects and how to extract them from the source and how to cook them, which I'll run over and demonstrate and show you. In a survival situation, it's best to not let your ego or your pride get the better of you. And what I mean by that is a lot of people come out to the wild and think, yeah, I'm going to eat everything, I'm going to find bugs and I'm going to eat them straight away and I'm going to do all this crazy stuff. When in actual fact that's not the case. You've got to, well, you don't need to cook all the insects, but if you can, it's best to do so. And things to stay away from is things like caterpillars with hair on them, because the hair can be an irritant. It can actually cause severe pain in your mouth and your throat. Got a nice hawk just floating above us just now. There's two actually. Wonder if they're looking for anything. One of them just had a wee glance at me. Beautiful sight. Yeah, so I mean, best staying away from hairy insects that can irritate your throat, and brightly coloured insects as well. That's an immediate sign saying stay away from me, I'm poisonous, I'm dangerous, so you don't go there. So other things as well, snails and slugs, they can be quite toxic as well, just purely due to the fact that they feed on toxic vegetation such as fungi that we can't eat. So if a snail's just ate a toxic fungi and we eat the snail, we're just basically eating that bad plant. So it's best to stay away from them as well. There is a method on how to cook them and eat them, but if you can, avoid doing so. So what we're going to be doing is, first of all, there's a little stream down here. I'm going to set up a corral with a small opening, and I'm going to bait the opening. I've got some rabbit droppings in my pocket. I've also got some worms that I've picked up in the soil behind me there, and we're going to bait the corral and try and entice the minnows in, and that way we can leave the corral doing its thing while we're away trying to find some more bugs to eat. And by that point, when we go back to the corral, we'll put a stone in front of the entrance. Hopefully there will be some minnows in the corral when we go back to it. And I would just like to run through the equipment that I've brought with me today. As I said, this is a survival situation, so we need to keep it survival, we need to keep it as primitive as possible. So I've only brought three things with me today. These three things are the most important things to carry with you. I can't stress that enough. First of all, we've got my axe. It's a little bit dirty because I've been using it already this morning to catch some bait for the corral. So we're going to be using that axe. I've also brought with me a pot, and that's good for cooking insects in. And as you can see, I've already got two worms in there, an earwig and some sort of other worm creature in there. Another thing to note is when you're looking for bugs, you're best putting a little bit of water in the container so that when you put the bugs in, it's harder for them to escape. you don't want all your food escaping and you'll be hungry. And another thing is a ferro rod. This is very important. You can chuck this in the river and it will still start a fire, so that's very important to carry with you out in the wild. So we've only brought 3 things with us today, and first of all we'll go straight down to the stream and we'll set up a corral, and then we'll leave it and we'll see if we can go and find some bugs. So as you can see here, that's the corral I've made. So the entrance is just right there. So I've dropped the worms round about that area and the rabbit droppings as well. And I've also made the entrance facing the direction of the flow of water, so that any fish coming down the flow of water gets trapped in here and they struggle to get back out. Not that they want to get out anyway. A lot of fish, when they come into little parts like this, they find it nice and safe and they tend to just stay in there. So what we'll do is we'll keep a big rock here, keep a big rock right there, and when I come back down I'll just grab the rock, quickly put it there, and then we'll search for any wildlife in there. So we'll leave this to do its thing and we'll go and try and find some insects to eat. So I've came across this tree. This has been down for a very long time. This is completely rotten all the way through, and this is a perfect place to find grubs, worms, any sort of insects. They all find a little home in here. So we'll split this open with our axe and we'll see what we can get. Straight away there's a couple of beetles. Big beetles. Nice and tasty. Beetle there. Dead beetle. There's a slug there, you don't want to eat him. Again, you can, but another thing I forgot to mention about slugs, you can eat them, slugs and snails, but they have to be purged first of all. And what that means is you leave them in a container or a bag or any sort of concealed area and just let them eat fresh non-toxic leaves and vegetation. You should do that for, some people do it for a week. However, I've seen some cases people doing it for maybe 2 or 3 days, and that's enough just to purge any toxic chemicals or any toxic plants out of their system, and then after that they're safe to eat. Right there, found a slater, and they're good to eat as well, so we'll just put that in the pot. So we've looked through this log pretty well now, and we'll move on. We'll try and find a big rock that we can look under. There's always good insects under big rocks. There's some little beasties there. looks like earwigs. Oh, it's a fast little one. Now a good thing to remember when catching earwigs, they'll start to bring the pincers up as if they're trying to, I'll just put that in there. They'll try and bring the pincers up to try and get you. And a lot of people panic and just throw them down. Don't worry about it. The pincers can't penetrate their skin. And they definitely don't hurt. So it's absolutely fine. You don't need to worry. I remember when I was a little boy and I used to mess around with them, it'd be quite scary when they put the pincers up. It's like a little scorpion. In there. This tree here, this is a very important tree because the bark is all starting to come off, or at least it's all loose, and you can pry it off of the tree, and that reveals some really good insects. So I'll use my axe and I'll show you what I mean. There's a slater, another slater. So we're back here at the corral. Got my rock. I'll just put it right at the entrance there. Just right there. And then we can search for any minnows. So I can't really seem to find any minnows in there. I've maybe left it about half an hour, which isn't that long. Ideally you would like to leave this for a few hours, but it's just to give you an idea of how to do this sort of foraging, how to catch little minnows, and that's the ideal way to do it. You can also make fish traps as well, but if you're in a survival situation and time management is a key, then this is a really quick way to do it. So while I'm down here checking the corral for minnows, I thought I'll just add some more water to the pot so that I can boil the insects. Made some chopsticks. Not that I can use them, but it's always worth a try. Good for picking bugs up. Oh, it's so smoky. It's hurting my eyes. Everything's just so wet because of the rain, so hence all the smoke. That's boiling away just nice. I can hear it start to boil, so we'll leave it to fully boil for about 5 minutes, and then what we'll do is we'll tip the water out and we'll leave the bugs in the dry pot and we'll dry roast them, because the water that it's boiling in is full of sediment, and it can also be full of excrement from the insects. So just to be safe, we'll dry roast them after we've boiled them. Also gives them a nice crisp texture as well. It's nicer to eat. Wow, it's so smoky. So I'd say that's the bugs done now. So we'll just take them off. And it's getting a bit late, and I'll be going home soon, so I'm just going to use the water to put the fire out. And I've just left a little bit of embers there so we can dry roast them on. Here we go. Bon appetit. Oh, lovely jubbly tweezers. Go fast big beetle here. So there's a big beetle. Lovely. Tastes like... Now, everybody says this, and I'm being serious, tastes like chicken. Another big beetle. Oh, dropped it. Now another thing to remember as well is that this is really important, and a lot of people don't think about this, and a lot of people don't do it. Oh, there's a bit of crunchy shell. But in a survival situation, you want to conserve as much calories as you can. And a good way to do that is if you're eating something, just chew it right down into a mush. A lot of people just put something in their mouth and just swallow it straight away. And your body has to use up calories to break it down and digest it. So you're better saving your body a bit of time and effort and just chew it up in your mouth. It's a slater. Not gonna lie, that tastes like prawns. An earwig. Oh, dropped it. There we go. Another one. I don't really know what the earwig tasted like. It was a bit different, but it's food all the same. All does the same thing. So there we go. Nice and empty. So that was 2 beetles, 2 earwigs and 2 slaters. And I mean, that's sufficient enough. I was only out for maybe half an hour collecting bugs, but if you're in a survival situation, you'd be doing this for the most part of your day, and you'd be trying to store them so that when it comes to later on in the evening, you can cook them all up and have a feast in some respects. Some people also dry roast them and mush them up into a powder, and they can add them to various different things, soup. You can also add it to broth using some vegetation, some plants that you can eat as well. So yeah, there's lots of different ways you can cook these, lots of different ways you can eat them, but that's my preferred method. You boil them and then you sift out the water and you dry roast them, and it's as easy as that. If we were to catch some minnows, I would do the exact same thing. I would boil them and then I'll dry roast them. You can eat them whole, you don't need to gut them. But also a good way of doing it as well is if you were to get a stick like that and you're just to put the minnow on the stick, you can just toast it over the fire. Of course you can eat minnows raw, but I wouldn't advise anyone to do that, as there can be lots of different complications in doing so. But I've done it before and nothing's happened to me, and I would certainly do it again as well, just for easiness. So yeah, that was quite a good day out in the woods, just experimenting with some different bugs, seeing what can be eaten, what can't be eaten. I already knew this, but it was good just to share the knowledge with all you guys, and so that if you're ever in this survival situation, you know what to do, and you have a rough idea of how to cook and eat wild bugs. But anyway guys, thank you very much for watching this video, and if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. It just makes me know what type of content to give you guys, and what you enjoy and what you don't enjoy. And I'm just going to throw up behind one of these trees here. Kidding on. Enjoyed getting out and practicing this sort of survival technique. Always just keeps you in one with the environment, and keeps you mentally prepared and physically prepared for what could happen. Hopefully not, but what could happen in the future. Anyway, thanks again. Hope to see you in the next video. Take care, stay safe and stay positive.